It's 7:15 on a really beautiful evening here at King's Pier, and beside us here is the Lion Honours winner, Master Lock Comanche. They've just been presented with the trophy and the medals, and then back in the background, probably can't quite see, just off the dock there, Lord Connect, who ran in second, has now got her sails down and is about to be heading in, and Scallywag, you may just see in the background the red S at the top of the sail there. So pretty amazing. These guys were so close, and it was really now that Comanche got away. So Dale, we might wander up here and see if we can have a chat with a few people who are coming back to the boat. So who can we catch? Might see if we can catch Hendo here while he's here. Hendo, can we just butt in? Crosbie from Bowcaddy Media. I think the last time I saw you in Fastnet.
Yeah, exactly. How's things?
Wow, you get around.
I'm very fortunate.
Well done. Well, 2 wins as well, so this was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a good year, and look, I'm super privileged to sail with this crew. We had a good run. It was a really tough race, actually.
Yeah. Tell us a bit about the toughest bits.
I think coming, as we sort of pushed out east into Bass Strait, and we sort of followed the low out there, and the breeze came up, and there's still a bit of current running south. We had some pretty ugly waves then, and
biggish wave, like 4 metres, 3-4 metres.
Yep, we said 3-4 metres. One of the guys' bunks came off the wall, and luckily we got some good medics on board, and we actually had 2 of our bowmen get quite injured. So
really?
Yeah, so we're a little compromised on the front for a bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they're all okay though, sort of.
Yeah, boys are good. Craigie Garnett's got some probably maybe bruised or broken ribs, and then Will Parker. He's a big unit. His bunk came off the wall and he fell about 3 metres. So, yeah, but he's okay. He's tough as nails.
Yeah, and tactically that was really interesting towards the end there, wasn't it? Everybody grouped up together, just waiting for that breeze to come in. GT was saying it came in. The breeze came in from the west along the coast. Is that right?
Yeah. There was always our plan to be the boat that was on the coast,
right?
And we stuck to that plan. It was some nervous moments, obviously, because Woody and Scallywag did a great job. Yeah. You know, they were a little further east and came in and led the race for a bit there. Yeah. But our strategy paid off in the end, and the boat did the work really after that. You know, once we had that sort of 14-15 knots and started rumbling, it's pretty hard to defend against this boat. So we're pretty fortunate to be on her.
Well, you're one of those people who goes around the world and sails some of these extraordinary boats. Tell people a little bit about what your job is on the boat.
Yeah, so I'm sort of like the crew boss.
Yep.
So I work in the middle of the boat. I end up pretty much everywhere and just make sure we orchestrate manoeuvres in a controlled and safe manner.
And that's really the key, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, these guys are so good; they don't need it that much. You know, it's really sometimes just making noise for the sake of it, but just making sure that everyone knows the plan and that we're all doing it together. That's basically it.
Fantastic. Enjoy the celebrations. Hopefully we catch up with you someone else.
Yeah, well, thanks.
So that was Hendo, who's a bit of a legend in this game. There's Harry Smith here. Who else can we just go and have a quick word? Oh, Craig, how are you going? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You a bit fragile?
Yeah, I'm a little bit fragile.
What happened?
Just had a little fall or stumble just at the start, which put me down on my shoulder and ribs, and a couple of hours in it really seized up, and which was really affected in the way I moved and all that. So
I'm very glad to see you're okay.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Craig has done some spectacular camera work for us on the bow of the boat with the neck-mounted cameras. So thank you for that. That's been really good to see. It was good in Porticavo and fantastic on this boat. Heal up. Enjoy the celebrations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Craig.
Thanks a lot.
Catch you later. Right, there's Iain Murray there. Harry, can we just say a very quick hello? Oh, he's okay. Fair enough. He's moving over there. Sam Newton getting interviewed there. We might see if we can move in on Mr. Mayo. Are we able to just poke a...
Yeah, sure.
James Mayo.
Crosbie.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, I love this guy.
Right. Yeah, mate.
Yeah, they'll be here. They're not going anywhere.
Well done. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So worth coming back. Yeah.
Oh, my God. It was fantastic. It was, I don't know, it was kind of brutal. Like, you know, when the thing crashes and the whole boat shakes, it's like, oh, my God.
Bunks come off the side.
And, you know, came up and, you know, it's like a racehorse, this girl. Gave her a little pat and I go, keep it together. Yeah, but the boat was so well prepared.
Yeah.
I mean, Iain Murray, God love him. He is, you know, one of the finest, humble human beings on this planet. Yeah. And he crosses every T and dots every I, and he helps them put the most incredible team together. Yeah. You know, and to achieve, you know, great heights in sailing. You know, if you haven't got a great team behind you, you just don't do it.
Absolutely.
But when you do,
one hell of a lineup. I think I counted 260 Hobarts across all of you.
Yeah, that'd probably be right. I mean, I'm only a handful. But, you know, when you look around and those tough moments, and you look at who's alongside you, it's very special.
Yeah.
You know.
And what was the hardest bit for you?
I think just crossing from the bottom of sort of getting across into Bass Strait, and the waves were all over the place, and the boat just because it's so tough, made of carbon, it just just shakes and vibrates. So, and I was just hoping it would hold together, but somehow I knew we'd done the work, and we crossed every T and dotted every I.
Well, that's brilliant. Look, enjoy the celebration. It's wonderful to see that. Thank you from everybody, really, for making the choice to bring the boat.
Sport,
we love it.
And keeping the sport alive. Yeah, so it's really impressive. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, James. Enjoy the celebrations. Catch you later. Thanks for that. Right. So, who else can we do? Perhaps we get GT. GT, have you got a sec? Just for a very quick word. Sorry. Just going to... Oops, excuse us, Sam, and just squeeze in here. Here we go. Graeme Taylor. We've got a shocking background here. Let's just get out from underneath that. Here we go. Out of the thing. Glad to see you've got a good Bundy and getting into the celebration.
Yeah.
That was a pretty tough race. You were saying that earlier that it wasn't perhaps quite as brutal, but I'm certainly hearing there was a fair bit of... bit on sort of coming across Bass Strait there later.
Yeah, it was, certainly thought that it would be worse coming out of the heads, and it was, relatively good, the sea state. I think because the weather system was so big and had been in for so long that the sea was really developed, so it was quite, first sort of 24 hours or 18 hours was pretty comfortable. Not until we got into Bass Strait. We all ended up basically on the coast, so... We're on the coast in a westerly. Yeah,
that's weird. So what happens to the wind there? Because it's actually nor'east coming down the coast, but is it right in close? It's turned west, is it?
On the coast of New South Wales,
New
we
South
had
Wales.
It was in the southeast, and then it went around into the west. So,
right, okay.
Yeah, which was pretty well forecast.
Right.
And I think most of the boats were sort of onto it.
Yep.
So... the beauty of that is we ended up in a little bit less wind and less current, less sea state, but we're going straight at Tasmania. So,
right. And it must have been brilliant just coming up the river there. That would have been a lot of fun.
Oh, that was amazing. I mean, hey, when you sail this boat, the biggest thing to worry about is the finish, and we know all too well, like 2 years ago or whatever it was with Wall Connected, the finish was totally brutal, and kudos to them, they got the job done, but it's hard to sort of lose it that close to the end, so that's a scar that takes a long time to heal. So sure, when you come up the river doing 22 knots, you're like, this is a lot better.
That's a big sail you were sailing there, and you were getting pretty shy towards the end there, weren't you?
Yeah, we were like, this boat doesn't like being running flat, so you got to sort of set it up low hooks and it looks after you.
Low hooks, so that's a great expression. Sean Langman used that. For those that don't know about, that's the skiffy expression, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a skiffy expression from getting down around Shark Island. But,
that's right.
Not that I've ever sailed 8-foot skiffs, but I still use the terminology. But
absolutely. Well done, GT, and enjoy the celebrations.
Yeah,
thanks for your time. Righto. Who else have we got? We've got Mr. Murray behind us here. We might wait for a moment for him. There's Richard Clarke. I might just see if I can get Richard to... Oh, he's on the phone. No. American legend in the game. We might go and stick our nose under Clinton and say hello to Clinton in the trim team. Clinton, can we just stick this underneath your nose and say hello? How are you?
Good, thank you.
One of the trimmers in the pit here. How was the race? That was pretty full on.
Yeah, it was very... definitely full on. Yesterday morning was very survival conditions, trying to keep the boat intact and just keep it going. Yeah, because we knew, get to this morning and then the race would restart, and then it was a test from there.
Punching through that and keeping the boat together.
Exactly right. Yeah.
And you were down a couple of bowmen, I think, at one point too.
Yeah, so we lost Craig
pretty early.
Craig literally at the start of the race. At the heads, and then Will last night fell out of his bunk. His bunk broke, and so we were down 2 bowmen, but they came good in the end.
Cool. How many Hobarts is this for you?
I think it's 13, but I'm not sure.
Good. Well, fantastic to be doing it on Comanche and get a line on us. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Enjoy the celebrations.
Thank you.
Catch you later. Righto. Who else have we got? There's Noel Drennan in the background there. And let's see who we could get. See if we can get Pablo. Pablo, could we have a quick word?
Yeah, so at times...
Sorry. Pablo, well done. Congratulations. You are very much associated with this boat. This must be fun.
Yeah, for sure, especially after the last 2 races that it didn't go our way. Yeah. So this time has been great.
Fantastic. What was the toughest bit of the race for you?
Well, obviously the beginning of the race. No,
Yeah.
It has been upwind, quite a lot of wind, especially in the Bass Strait that we saw maximum breeze of 29-30 knots and quite bumpy, especially. So we had to do a tack there and just to get to Tasmania Strait, and so the Bass Strait as usual. No, so probably is the toughest place.
So how long have you been associated with this boat?
Well, since the second year of the launch of the boat, and
so
actually
2017.
Exactly, 2017, and it was in Australia. I came first to do a Hobart, and since then I've been involved on the boat every now and then. Yeah, so.
You've got to bring a lot of experience. I think it's interesting that they say your job is runners. You do a bit more than runners, pal.
Well, I think we all do. It's a specific role, no, I guess, and then we all do a little bit of everything, no. But for sure, probably I know the boat quite well, and especially for the new people that is coming on, it's good to have someone with experience. So I try to help, but there's already a lot of people with a lot of experience on the boat as well.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. That's a great win, and enjoy the celebrations.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Pablo. Cool. Just wondering whether we can have a quick chat with Iain when he's finished. Ooh, squeeze around. So there's Iain Murray, the great man here, having a good chat. Iain, can I just... Sorry, excuse me, guys, if I can just poke the mic under your head. Well done. That's what, line honours number 11, did I hear?
Yeah, that's right. 32 races, 11 line honours. What's that? 30% average.
That's a pretty good ratio. Has anybody else done better?
I haven't got a clue.
How was it? Tough at times.
Yeah, it was always going to be a tough race with the weather forecast, and this boat's tough for what it is. It's a big, tough boat, and the loads are enormous, and it slams off waves. The loads and the shock loads through the thing. Throwing you around and stuff. So you've just got to be very careful and sure-footed, and try to minimise the manoeuvres and what you're doing, and have a plan and stick to it. So
absolutely. And you and Andy Green presumably talking the combination of tactics and strategy and...
there's a few of us work in that group. There's Andy, Adam, GT,
Adam,
myself.
Beashall and GT,
And so, the boat's been very strong in that area. I think, we haven't made too many blues, and the crew overall on this boat, is great.
Exceptional.
Really good, exceptional. So they've just handled everything thrown at them, and just delivered time and time again.
Yeah, good. Well, that's excellent. Well done. Congratulations. Enjoy the celebrations. Catch you later. Just wondering whether we can just go and stick a thing under Adam. Can we just have a very quick word? Adam Beashall, Crosbie from Bagcaddy Media. How are you? Good. Tell us a bit about the race. That was a bit of a tough one.
It was a long upwind, that's for sure, and colder than expected. It makes it more interesting, I guess. Makes it an adventure. Yeah.
How many Hobarts have you done?
3. Yeah. Yes. Quite happily. This might be it.
Well, it's a good way to finish if it is it. Anyway.
No, started with a win, then had a third, and then another win. So
there you go. That's a pretty good ratio. I think. That's pretty impressive. Just tell everybody what your main role is on the boat here.
I did a lot of sort of inshore tactics and strategy and some helming, and just trying to keep everything in line and keep looking forward.
Yeah, and there was a sort of pivotal moment of just staying in on the coast. That was sort of really important for you?
Yeah, the models and the forecast had it sort of getting into the coast early, and then the breeze filling out from the coast basically. It didn't quite eventuate as we had hoped. We sort of got into where we wanted to be early. However, when we got in there, the breeze on the coast, I think just because it had been so cold down here, it was actually more of a drainage offshore breeze. But we got into a position that we couldn't actually jibe and go back out with the other guys, with the sea state and this boat in the light air. So we elected to stick to our guns and keep coming inshore, and lo and behold, the land breeze filled in, and then it switched around into the north as we had sort of expected it to, and it allowed us to get back off the beach and back into contention with them.
Yeah, excellent. Well, thanks very much indeed for that, and enjoy your celebrations. Catch you later. Cheers. Righto, I think we might wind up on that for the moment, and sorry about that. And just one quick one. We might just catch Richard. Richard, have you got a second? Crosbie Lorimer. I think we met a few years ago when you were on Warrior One. I think if I remember.
That's right. That's right.
How are you?
Tired, worn out, a little beaten up, but elated, of course.
Absolutely.
Right?
How was what was the toughest bit of the race for you, apart from making you tired?
Well, I'm sure you probably heard from everybody, right? It's the upwind section was pretty miserable.
Yeah.
You know, it was lumpy, not much sleep. You try to go to sleep, and then you just sit in your bunk, basically vibrating around, getting tossed. So the rest was hard, and then, I think for us, that sort of, we talk about boat preservation, right? The 100-footers, they could bite you in the butt pretty hard if you make mistakes. So just getting into Bass Strait when we still had a bit of that southwesterly, and it's the only time in the race we had a set speed limit. Right. Don't exceed 16 knots.
Is that right?
Because you'll break the boat.
Yeah.
And Andy's getting grumpy because we're actually going the wrong way. Because they're going too far south, and he wants to foot into the next shift, and we're like, sorry, we'll survive this. End up being about an hour and a half until that next sort of pulse until they came through, and we could kind of go back upwind again and be normal. But we could have been doing 20, 22 there, and we would have not survived that. Yeah, the seaway was horrendous. Wow. Very confused. So that was
sea or just confused?
Mostly confused and big, right? So that was probably the one section, and you probably talk to anybody off of one of the bigger boats, and we're all going through the same thing. Preserve and protect so you can fight another day was our attitude.
That's a very good way to end the conversation. Good luck and enjoy the celebrations. Cheers. Don't know where Andy Green's gone. I was hoping we might just have a very quick chat with him, but I think he's moved on. Excellent bit of nav work by him. If we see him later, we might have a word. All right. The music's going loud. The light's dropping away.